Awesome! Check it out. Our foot peg showed up. Alright. Good to know I didn't spend any money on packaging. And, well, as you can see, it's a pretty simple thing. Some aluminum, and it's got a spot here on the back here for your heel. So you have a lot more area to rest your foot on when you're standing up. If it would ever focus on that, it says to install these bad boys, get them where you want them, and then take them apart. Well, like install them and then take them apart and reinstall them with blue thread locker at whatever setting you want them at, because they're adjustable too. You've got these two lock screws here, and then this 12 point, and then you can loosen it, and you can rotate it to wherever you want it. But it says to use Loctite on there, and failure to do so may result in the loss of foot peg. And so we don't want to do that, because these things cost way too much. These little pieces of aluminum cost way too much damn money. I'm actually excited to record this because I just got back from the store to get some blue thread locker as per Joker Machine's request. I don't want to lose these things. When I went to the store, I was actually able to try this out, and these things are freaking amazing. Between this and this, when you're standing, is crazy. It feels like there's footboards under me, but they're not big like footboards, so it's pretty dope. But yeah, it felt great. It really did. I'm super stoked to finally get these things. I've wanted them ever since I got the bike, basically. Let's go to the other side and install that one. Let's see, what did I use? I used a screwdriver, and that's it. And then these. I'll need these. Kind of bummed out the locking bolts on this. From what I can tell, these are standard, and so I have to use the SAE Allens. But then this 12 point, I don't know, I actually haven't tried a standard on it, but the 9mm, is it 9mm or 8mm? Yeah, 8mm seems to fit it perfectly. Now, the one thing I will say about that is I'm not exactly complaining about this being 8mm, considering that every other bolt for the casing of this bike, and in fact a lot of the other bolts on this bike, are 8mm, so that's pretty cool. But it's just like, I don't know, it's annoying to see that these grub screws weren't metric as well. There's going to be a little gap in the C-clip here. I can just pull on that. Oh, except you don't want to pull on it so far that it snaps out and you have to find it, because that would fucking suck if you were out in the middle of nowhere and that went into the grass or buried in a bunch of sand or something. So yeah, there's an example of how not to do that. Now let's pull this out. The case is hot. Oh. Okay. I'm also going to actually take the other side apart when I'm done with this, because I want to clean all this stuff up. In fact, haha. Okay, the parts are clean now. Just take the pin and push the pin through all of it, and take the C-clip and reinstall the C-clip. Whoa! I'm a real mechanic now. And then I'll take the C-clip and snap that fucker on there. Whoa! Alright, and then what I'm going to want to do, obviously you can't leave it level like this, you need to level the peg out. Ooh, I wonder if the camera picked that up. That was some serious screeching. Yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right there. What we want to do is a little dab of thread locker here.
And then we just get the old grub screw to nice and carefully thread back in. Okay. Oh no, there's no torque specs on it, so you know, just by hand. Don't wrench on it like an ape. So first impression on these things, they're pretty nice, I gotta say. You know, I mean, you got like, obviously the functionality of them is fantastic. Being able to spread my weight further back here means I'll be able to stand up on this bike for much longer without having any sort of issues of foot pain, and that's fantastic. They seem really nice. I mean, so far it's a solid block of aluminum here. The anodizing seems good and thick on it, and uniform, so it's all black. It looks good. They seem like they're pretty well built. Obviously, I think the weak point would probably be this bolt here, but as long as this bolt isn't, you know, low quality or anything, as long as we got a grade 8 steel in there, then I think it'll be alright. Alright, tighten all these grub screws down real good. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, let's take this one out. Alrighty. There we go. Bolt. And a thread locker. That's plenty. Almost there. Okie dokie. Okay. That is tight. And these threads are like fresh cut threads. Never run through but once. I've wanted these pretty much ever since the first time I took this bike off-road and dropped it in the mud because my foot slipped off the peg because my boots were muddy. But I noticed for long distance rides, if I'm standing up a lot on dirt roads and stuff, that's when I noticed, like, not only do I want them, I kind of need them. This is going to make a huge difference in my comfort. I think we're there. I think everything's tight and done. So, how does it feel? How does it feel? I can tell you, it feels freaking amazing. That's how it feels. Good job, Joker Machine. It's a smart design. I really dig them. Yeah, I need one more thing done here. I'm gonna have to take some tape and just tape up, just put a little strip of tape basically right here on both sides, so when they fold back like that, if they fold back hard, they don't dig into the powder coating on the frame. But there we go. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's super easy job. There's not a whole lot to foot pegs. I mean, you have a bolt and a C-clip that holds the whole thing on, and then if you have adjustable ones like mine, then you have to go through the issue of adjusting them. But you can see that's super easy too. Job done. I do want to talk a little bit about some stuff that I might be doing with this bike soon, but I need to know if I'll be able to do it or not, and I'm not sure yet, so I'm not going to give you any promises until it actually happens. But there you go. Joker Machine foot pegs for 2015 Bonneville, and worked out pretty well, I'd say. It's going to be a lot of fun riding this thing now. I'm really going to enjoy those things. My only problem now is that I'll look behind me at the passenger pegs and I'll see these squeaky, nasty things and want to replace those as well with something nice like this. Maybe someday. Ride safe, hold on to your butts. I will see you on the next one.